Hello everyone. So today I was looking at this question on the community, and this question is interesting because this user is trying to understand if there is a simpler version of advanced roadmaps. And usually people ask the opposite. They start using the project specific roadmap, and then they want to know if we can do a bit more. So this particular question is very much valid because I understand if you evaluate advanced roadmaps or if you start using it, you can find it a slightly more complicated than, not everyone, not all the users are comfortable in the beginning to play with all the features and understand how it works. Although in my opinion, even with a little bit of training, advanced roadmaps can be used. But in case you think it is complex, in case you are not really interested to train your teams, what I would recommend is to take a look at the project specific roadmap, because even within a project you have a roadmap, and I have covered this in the past as well, but let me show you. So if you open any of your project, it depends whether, you need to check if the roadmap option is there for you. So if you, usually it is there, and you need to enable it. So if you look at this roadmap, and because this particular project is probably using a board where I have multiple projects. So let me try to find something else. Maybe I'll try to find this creative team. So basically this inbuilt project specific roadmap is something that you can use if you want to manage the roadmap for just one project. So let me try to show you very quickly if I can find a project. and come on, let me go back and try again, view all project. So basically this is something that your team can use, because this particular roadmap is actually a bit too simple for most people, because you can definitely plan the work. You can definitely see what is happening on a timeline, or maybe some kind of a pipeline view. That is what people want to do when they want to work on roadmap, some kind of roadmap where you have some visual indication of what is happening. So something like this, for example, if you have Epic 2 and Epic 3, whatever. So basically you can have multiple epics in your project, and for those individual epics you can actually plan the work. So this is of course great, but you cannot really do a lot if you compare it with your advanced roadmaps. For example, if you want to create maybe stories under this particular epic, the plan will not really show you a breakup, or basically the timeline view here is not really going to let me try to show you. So if you try to basically create this view here, where you may want to basically assign on your roadmap directly, if you want to basically plan the work by dragging and dropping the bars, it is a bit annoying, because you can't really have breakup. Although you can see here that you have this story, and for this particular story you can see the progress. Not for the story, but for the epic where the story is, you can see the overall progress. So if I maybe close or change the status of this particular story, let me do it very quickly. So I'll probably move it to done, and if I go back to my plan, and if I do a refresh of this view, this will show you the progress. So this can work for some people who are just happy with the high level information of what is happening. But of course this won't really give you a breakup of individual stories. You can see those stories, but it is not really going to show you the plan with all the details. for all the stories. So you can of course do that with the help of advanced roadmaps. And by the way, I made a video recently on this topic, and let me try to, in fact it was I think 2 weeks ago or maybe last week. Let me go to videos, and I should be able to figure out by looking at the screenshot. I'm sure I have a screenshot here where it says roadmap or some kind of roadmap view. Come on, let me just do a search here. Roadmap. So this is something, limitations of basic roadmap. So basically we are trying to find the simplicity of roadmaps. So in this particular video, let me just try to quickly navigate here. Yeah, so this is the video where I talked about the same thing. Now what else you can do is you can go to the marketplace, and you can also search for roadmap. So there are apps that I always recommend that you can use for creating some kind of roadmap. Is Big Picture, Structure, and EasyBI. They all have their own advantages, not really cons, but it depends what you're trying to do. Structure is an app that can do wonderful visualization for you, which is something that I recommended here as well. Big Picture is a very popular app that can do a lot of things that you can do with advanced roadmaps, but it is a bit more customizable app in my opinion. And EasyBI is again my favorite because you can create a view or a report. So basically using EasyBI, you are not really interacting with Jira. You're basically looking at the information. So if that works, then great, use that. But there are plenty of other apps that you can take a look at. For example, I have also used Easy Agile Roadmaps, which is also there on cloud. So do take a look at it in case you want to create a view. But again, in my opinion, I think the native, or I should say the project specific roadmap is probably the most simplest one. But in case you want to consolidate the plan, or in case you want a view across multiple projects, then you have to use an app, or maybe use advanced roadmaps. Maybe you can train your teams. So that is all I wanted to talk about. I hope you enjoyed watching this video and you learned something new today. Thank you very much.